Hello viewers, welcome to 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗘. Thank you so much for joining us on this segment. Today is Thursday, and we all know that on Thursdays it's all about one of the biggest issues across the country. But today our topic is Ghana's high import cover, which is a mere taste for foreign goods or an evidence of insufficiency. This is our question to you, and to help us delve deeper and to find answers to this particular question is our father, the Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel K. Asante, who is a theologian and a past presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana. Our father is a past Peace Council chairman, a man who is acknowledged as the lecturer of lecturers. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my dear sister.
Papa, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you are doing well.
By the grace of God, I am.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. And happy Father's Day in advance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, a year by this time, may you grow in good health, and may the favor of God never depart from you and your household. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. And then we've been joined by 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘𝗏, a journalist and the host for the state. Pa, good morning.
Good morning.
You're doing well?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So happy Father's Day in advance.
If you say happy Father's Day in advance,
to all the men.
I don't know. I think we should restrict the greeting of Father's Day to men. I mean, fathers and fathers specifically. I don't know. I don't like the extinction of prospective fathers. And a father is simply somebody who biologically takes responsibility of a child, or who is in that role. If you are not,
you're saying that you don't have any responsibility to anyone.
No,
definitely
but
you should be a father.
It is not within the context of a father. It's within the context of perhaps a good Christian or any other human being.
Okay.
Exactly.
But even at that, you'll be a father in the making. And so happy Father's Day to you. Anyways, Papa, who online is all? Me pacho you. Auntie, na ye bisa say Ghana ye imported a lot of goods into the country. Is it that we do not have it here? And I say ye taste for foreign culture and near kika and ya bedu baby you do nana.
Well, me green who never me and about my green book. Adzika no ye. You need factories. Wahaya the producer and nearby the door. Current time they try to be creative factories be by a kind of programming so the Nema SCIA try say be factories nearby, but we have not come up to the level I bet me I said now they're tossing. So I would say it's a lack of productivity. I mean the industrial kind of industrialization, it drew real, industrialize. And the time be depending upon the free outside labor. The Tosh no ye taste, said the Okan colonial legacy. Bribiano, the free abucha bano, amanone abano, if he say Papa Chen, I'll give you example. Tamwa, GTP. Any akosombo is a textiles almost a produce and toma edemayen. Yeni can say Dumas ni free Holland de banner better a chain Ghana dear. A do stage be almost tini yemani a fenocran mete se binum tini the good botu norm their coffer for no so normal their back. Normal the name be at the tahon go for green safe rabuche na ba dear near Ghana a bassa de in the capo poto. Ghana they are made in Ghana. Yeah. At the end of the year, no so made in Ghana, the no so it means the big bray, and some much Chinese for be far. Yeah, you know, the Chinese for no duplicate the NYA. Now, production cost, oh, yeah, Hana so Chinese for the no airful, yeah, and you know, they are flooded markets. A banisa Ghana DNA intiming you say Ghana production on that perform Lenny panel intiming you will be SSA. It is a high cost of production, and this animal make up no semi in a favor near a free abanone eba. Oh,
yeah.
Go focus abanone the no in all honesty, no to be a no so be a durable a Chinese. But me, I don't know to be an American. China forced Japanese forced started so more year car. Me take Ghana ha me who say some reno yomko far said that show said they been say your friend is saying you car no buy no. That's in bag. A car near yesterday. Ubi tika no say Japo. Yes, so almost near there. Never Japan for baby a omo edu. Well, ade no say o hyase na say wo patronize wo de no. One year no near tono na sika no bano na yitini improve. Unfortunately, have encouragement in with the government from the government side and even from any ankasa say a bit patronize any man. And I say the try the trouble chabano tambiano you been say and no a better chance because I make what butcher for in the 70s. Na kakarimensa aye knitting a bio kumase ha.
Okay.
So what na me koto me yen say meto be near ma and we koto sweater be from kakariman mensa knitting a they go to London now what banner me sha a who create me which means the quality ni emudro timi awo. If something like that no Ghana where's your ton ye heat no but then for overseas but that time no way then I don't near my or near crowd abuche no so akoto no makunya sika ne de ka enti de amaka no ye question here discuss here via akrabeba abeka.
All right. And so reports also indicated that about 180.7 billion Ghana cedis was spent on imports just in the year of 2023. And then when you look at the chart or the table, it shows that fuel is one of the top. So it says diesel, that is automotive gas oil, imports value is about 27 billion 124,156,236 Ghana cedis, and the share of imports is about 15.0%. Maykwesi, this same question. Do you think that it is because we have embraced the Western culture, or our tastes have changed? Is that the reason why we like to import a lot of goods, or we are not even able to do it at all in this country?
If you want to properly diagnose this, I think it's a mixture of a lot of issues.
Okay.
It's about, first of all, the fact that we are not able to indigenously produce like sufficiently.
Okay.
Then again, it's also about the fact that we also have a certain I don't know how to put it properly, but there is this psychological feeling of superiority. I mean, anything that comes from the West, outside of our jurisdiction, we tend to give it more credence than the things that we locally do. Okay. It's part of our thinking as a people. So if someone in Ghana, for example, were to manufacture a mobile phone, as much as a lot of expertise and industry may have gone into it, you and myself and every other buyer would ask questions, I mean, about the quality of the phone in question. That, okay, this from Ghana, right? Who produced it? But if it is coming from any other country, even if it is not any of the advanced countries, maybe it's coming from, no disrespect, maybe a nation like Taiwan or Thailand, which may not even be so advanced in technology, for the fact that it's not coming from Ghana, we are okay. So it gives the impression that we have a certain psychological orientation that does not incline us to patronize or have a lot of self-belief in the very things that we do here, and it cuts across all spheres. So that is why even a politician, for example, when he is looking for proper medical health care, would want to leave the shores and go and, as it were, receive it in another jurisdiction. It's our way of thinking. So that's why I'm saying it's a lot of factors. Number one is the fact that, yes, if you look at our production might, I mean, we are not able to do enough. Then again, even with the little we are able to do, we are not even able to I mean, we don't repose a lot of confidence in the little that we do. I'll give you a classical example. Look at this man. Is it Kantaka, the man who has been producing automobiles and all of those kind of things? I've not sat in any of his vehicles before. I cannot vouch for the quality, but at least there is some efforts, there is some initiative and determination. You would have expected.
But if you want to buy a car today, would you buy from him?
Absolutely, no, not at all. That's the point I'm coming to.
Okay.
You would have thought that, okay, because he was putting Ghana on the map, or he's showing some kind of innovation or innovativeness, we would have rallied massively behind him. But look at social media, look at how we have all, I mean, we all react to him. It is often with a feeling of disdain and ridicule and mockery. You know, people create all sorts of fun about the things that he produces, how that they cannot even move from his house to the next bus stop and all of that. So you get the impression that at the end of the day, it's the fact that we have it's the inferiority complex, the fact that we think that anything locally manufactured or produced is of inferior quality. Then there's also the other issue of the lack of the production limitations, the fact that we cannot produce. But there's also a third matter to it. There's also a third dimension to it, and that one has gotten more to do with the general structure of our economy. Now, Ghana's economy is largely import driven in the sense that we thrive more on what we receive outside than the stock that we are able to take and sell to the outside world. That has basically been the structure of the economy. That is how we profit as a nation, and that structure is not something I think we can, if you like, move away from now. Okay, because it has become.
When do you think we can move away from
it would to answer, it would be difficult to assign a specific timeline to it, because there are a lot of factors that must come into play for you to depart from being an import-driven economy to an export-induced economy. It is not something that anybody can even, as it were, make it a definite or a definitive timeline, because a lot of factors will have to come into play. First of all, you would have to broadly industrialize. If we were a well-industrialized country, for example, and then we were taking advantage of technology, we were making inroads in production, then we can begin to have that kind of conversation. But given the fact that even when it comes to intellectual human resource, sometimes we even have to, I mean, look at all the major roads that are constructed in Ghana. Sometimes when I'm in town, when I get to any construction site, even this morning on my way, there was a certain mini construction work around Carnation thereabout, and I was looking at the contractors. I was thinking that because it was not a major development, you would have the local hands on it. Well, yes, there were local hands here and there, but the foremen and those at the helm were all expatriates. You get the point. So it is always the fact that there is somebody who has to come from somewhere to come and help you. If you are not able to build and, as it were, make your internal mechanism strong and grow and move yourself from being an import-driven economy to, an export-oriented structured economy, of course, you would have some of these challenges. So I would blame everything first of all on the fact that, so it's not really about the taste. It's not so much about, it's not the fact that we have a certain taste. If I have to define taste properly, I think it's the fact that first of all, we can't do it. We have challenges. Then even the little we do, we are not even proud of the little we do. Then the long age issue of the structure of our economy. And if I have to add any, I would say that it's how small we are on the global market. You see, on the global markets, there are a lot of factors that come into play. It's a contest of superiority. On the global scene. If you are Ghana and there is the UK and there's France and other big wigs on the table, and all of them are having maybe economic or trade conversations. It's about what you can do. Okay, so that is why once upon a time when I heard the President of the Republic say that he's going to build a Ghana Beyond Aid, for example, the audience he was speaking to and the manner he was doing it, I felt, okay, this one, it would not amount to anything. Because when you go to the on the global scene, it's not rhetorics, it's not semantics, it's not English. It's about, I mean, what you really have to produce. And if you don't have that kind of pedigree,
so you are saying that it is not the talk, but it is the action.
It's the action. You become very minute. You become very, very small, and they'll play you around. They'll disregard you. So when I heard him make that bold pronouncements, this was around 2018 or so. I was hoping that by now, really, would have gone beyond even the mantra to be doing something very meaningful. But we all know where we are now. So yes, it's a multiplicity of factors, and I hope that we are able to do with all of them in the course of time.
All right, thank you so much. But we'll go to the top 10 imports that we did in 2023, and then one is the diesel, and it cost us about 27 billion Ghana cedis. Now light oils, that is a motor spirit super, that import value was about 22 billion Ghana cedis, and the import share was about 12.3%. Cement clinkers also, the import value was about 3 billion Ghana cedis. The share imports was 1.8%. Medium oils, kerosene types for jet fuels, import value was about 2 billion plus. Share of imports was about 1.5%. We come to cereals and grains, worked but not rolled out or flaked, or the other cereals. That's so the import value was also around 2 billion plus. The share of imports was 1.5%. Second-hand vehicles with engine sizes ranging between 1,500 to 3,000 was around 2 billion plus. The shared imports was 1.4 billion. Herbicides, anti-sprouting products and plants growth regulators, others, the import value was 2 billion plus Ghana cedis. The share of imports was 1.3 billion. Now the number 8 is self-propelled bulldozers with revolving superstructure. The import value was 2 billion plus Ghana cedis. Shares of imports was 1.3%. Rice, semi-milled or wholly milled rice, packaged 5 kg or bulk. So from 5 kg rice and thereabouts, we imported these products with a value of about 2 billion plus Ghana cedis. The shared import was 1.1%. Share nuts. Import value was also around 2 billion plus. The shared import was 1.1. Other products also cost us about 101 billion Ghana cedis. So these are some of the top 10 imports that happened in 2023. Papa, I would ask, are there substitutes for these products that we can produce in Ghana?
Well, let me try to take some of them.
Okay.
For example, we knew in Ghana that say a bear near my far oil near my neighborhood.
Sure.
Yen kra and famba import. Until I come in Chroma time, no more ye be to set tema oil refinery. And the purpose of that in say at least some no kwani to oil or hano. You bet me reduce cost no say yanko ye a year crude near the banner be refined or any aye ha. E be a nebor bit me akufom kakra bia mine. Unfortunately, a woman said tema oil refinery no but I think we could do better than what we are doing now. Because you see inya oil ye nanki ye tu oil wo ye krum hay. Nanka will be green say bia bit me I bebre any I be refined wa ha never man nema akofo. But any percentage kwa won ye tu no. And yet, because oil from down this cow, the bay, uni machinery, no, they sell sign contract, only abofuya, and quacoye, omono, etu, oma febi, no mama, kakra, tambiano, you will be dependent on them. A whole necessary, we can't be a fast way between ya, so economic independence, between the and a also now, a bear than their mind, because Obronino, a whole one is Nisika. Free, and in a global market, it becomes very, very difficult. So I think our government should look into that possibility. It is so public transportation is now a problem. When I was growing up as a young man in Accra, the omnibus service was really working. Opera Square near Yihonoma, Bassisi or I'll bet me a Fabi. And then, you know, of course, I'm over said trotron in near Manema, but I know so Nama Quamusway when you're in near Manema Bebreno. Public transportation is a problem. It will be a per se or Tanaka. Now, all person Tanaka Muso away using oil. And also, ultimately, produce no brain. They are very important. We need to look at that. They're toast or no. Yeah. Clinker now come on 7. Me call baby to say, it's simple. We pay area. Oh, kind of a EB say, yes, steady ye pan air fa. Near said the bit by you. Ghana will never be why bit me the cement in the Emma. I'm too. Should we also always depend upon cement? Our technologies, and what are we learning? What are we looking at? And there been a way a substitute kakra. Then my totally dependent upon san and yemano. Well, because I believe says Sanyamano want to say mining in a day. I don't know, say Jata no you should say in a BDR. But I think we need to start looking at materials a bit me crowd the SCC ya dying and ya day. Now you completely dependent upon because you see down high a boka cra near my toton a boka chain or more papa and in the no we spend a lot of money here. Taste. That's really another matter. We've already talked about our taste.
Yes.
Yeah, penny free no and we don't appreciate the cry. You second-hand vehicles, yeah, can't was oh, now many are not apostle producer for a year or producing. Yep, apostle producer from Quarcoo and Adzika, yes, we produce boafo, you know. There was a time there, you can't be a friend of boafo. And I don't know why we stopped somewhere. Boafo, when we started producing that, you know, now you're doing something bit me at Waswa Quening. Magazine at that way, almost a lot of filtrations in India be brave. A bit of say, oh, comfort there, no more. Yes, but that woman, my year in Japanese, no, comfort technology, no more starting and on the day. And yes, we bit me a bisa. Now, ya patronize yen but the business said the can. Apostle Joseph Fokano, what crowd person patronizing is very expensive because ansa no be produce no ewa ha no niema or the bayeno ne bia home second hand car no cheaper enti ede na meko Apostle Joseph ede no ena minu ya pani Apostle Joseph so tiemia cars no ayeye no ayeye limousines ne sa niema ayi no de me fi se mwaye and say starting in kitty in cars in kitwa ye betimi handle bie na obi a betimi atobie eno na betimi na kokoye kakraka ti say ye bibi ti say the when why V8 nti yeso yango V8 dia ene da bia no you can compete untimi Japanese ni some world you know untimi yentimi produce bi o ha ni on be compete say be ni nyes gas fanto yenso ye de no enti o say we cut our coat according to our size. Part of it is the issue of competition. Say, better produce, can we compete? Global market. Any idea then that all the tariffs, Coco to me says, yeah, now. Say, or the import a baby, we are totally dependent on that. They do the tariffs, Coco to Sanya Manasope, and Yamaso Ayeding. But what incentives do we give to those who are producing here, and how do we restrict too much of? Maybe be necessary import to buy a memory. Oh, and we are no near Manti producing flakes. Can't we use even the corn and other things? The food scientists, how are we encouraging them to be able to produce Saneman? When you taste, you know, I say, we need conflicts here, and you know, need the conflicts in Israel say a free baby, a banana who say with the conflicts or reham, I free outside, but you know, where is the patriotic dimension of all these things? And don't make up myself.
Papa, na you produce Sanyama we were ha would we have, if we are to produce, do we have the technical know-how? Do we have the hands to help produce these products?
Yeah, if you talk about technical know-how, I will invite the WTV, say, one day, Mumfamum and Niamanamura magazine. Never heard Niama for no more year. Even Yankro for a monko baby. Or even try to go into an engineering faculty, step, the capacity, but support. Niamon between the area in our haven. And the idea is you need some knowledge, you know, I don't buy it. Of course, your knowledge is very limited. Because one more more change. But kakra any bit me a year at the boy, say ye may need a cosu ye any idea. A bit actually. Ghana, when the Akasanoma thing was there, we were producing our own television sets. We were producing our radios, Akasanoma radio, and all that. What has happened to them?
Is it an issue of maintenance culture?
Well, the other time we had a program here, management, politicization of Sanyama, throwing away the baby with the bath water. You know, unnecessary ideologies BMY and in Nema. Other countries, China, for when they close China from the world, the people who were sent to places, they went there to work and they stole some of these technologies and they started using them. Look at China now. Well, Ubia free will be whole, Ubi for Ubi dear no their ABB. But yeah, the Anokrana, say, you build a factory, no plan, you didn't go for a quarter. Acquire a fast management, one might do more Quarcoo so Monfe, and in their manemano. Political issues, politicization of everything in the country. I am so Emma. It doesn't matter where the person comes from. If he has the capacity, or knowledge, I encourage him. More yes, are there. He comes say, sometimes pull him down. Ghanaian cry, yeah, there no my fan. He's not in my party, and so it's a be to destroy what he's doing. No, my okay. Move away from that. We'll continue to be dependent upon, the foreigners.
Papa, that's it. 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗎, I mentioned 10 other products. Can we have substitutes of these products in this country? And then probably,
could you just go over maybe the first three?
The first three. Okay, so I talked about cereals. I talked about diesel, light oils, cement clinker, medium oils, that is kerosene and the types. We talked about second-hand vehicles. We talked about herbicides, that the anti-sprouting products. And then we talked about rice. We have local rice in this country. When it comes to cereals, we have the local wheat. But if you get the foreign wheat, that is what we want to take. Can't we get substitute for these?
When you say substitute, I'm torn between thinking of
the local one. Okay,
in terms of I mean, can't we manufacture them locally?
Here, yeah.
How do I even answer this? If you want to do anything locally, I think the factors of production are obvious to everybody. You need the labor, you need the resource, you need land and all the other relevant variables. I think it's not the fact that we don't even have them, but we do not have the appropriate structures to be on a rewarding drive, a drive that will give us results.
What are the factors you're talking about?
For example, let's look at this flagship policy by government, the planting for food and jobs. Okay, so we were there, and then the government came around and said that, okay, as part of efforts to mechanize agriculture and ensure that we derive the best of outputs, we are going to consider planting for food and jobs. I was just checking something while Presiding was making his point. I was checking there is an artwork, a research artwork on the current cost of food, for example. Sure. Kenke, as we speak, is hovering around 5 to 7 Ghana cedis. A tuber of yam is around 30 Ghana cedis, and
No, if you're talking about a tuber of yam going about 30 cedis, then you're talking about the Puna and then the Coke. But if you're talking about the other ones,
regular ones,
then the regular ones you can get 20 cedis, you can get 12 cedis, you can get 14 cedis.
Okay, that's okay. So that's basically the range. If you look at pepper, for example, has shot up, even tomatoes and all of that.
Going at 5 cedis and all that.
You understand? And we are having all of this at a time when we have a policy program like planting for food and jobs. Do you understand? So clearly you can conclude that it has not been a meaningful intervention. But why is it not?
Should we scrap it off?
Yes, we have to. No, it's not. You see, I don't know. I think sometimes we should just look at the utility. I mean, the objective versus the reality. You undertake to do ABC projects to address a particular issue.
Sure.
After a period, they are not getting results. Nobody should advise you on what to do. It's like you enter into a relationship with somebody. After a period, they are not seeing anything that is meaningful. Nobody should actually tell you that exit or have a rethink. Okay, so if the policy after a very long while is not able to address our immediate concerns, we shouldn't even ask the question in the very first place.
So you're saying that a factory like the Commander Sugar Factory is okay for we to have closed down the place?
It's something we could have really leveraged to our advantage. But first of all, it has been marked with, marked by a lot of politics and the regular politicization of issues. That's why we've not been able to come far. But I want to go back to the comment I was making. The point I was making that if we have to consider substitutes in the very first place, the factors of production must be in place. And I was dwelling on even the food that we eat. If we can't have robust policy interventions to even feed ourselves in the very first place, yes, we can have substitutes, but if we don't have the structures to make them work, you by all means be falling on the imports, because you can't do it, and your consumers would be demanding. Citizens would have to survive. There is the call for livelihoods to be better. And if livelihoods are going to be better, there are factors that would kick in and come into play. If you are not getting what would ensure all of this to flow, properly, you cannot really make any meaningful amends and inroads. So yes, we
have
can.
you fried egg in the last few days?
Last night I took egg, but
okay.
I didn't.
How much was it?
Oh, it was around, I think, 4 cedis. Okay. In my neighborhood, sometimes it's 3 cedis, 50 pesos, but you can also get it at 4 cedis, 20 pesos as well.
Fried egg?
Yeah.
One?
Yes, one.
For just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you put all of these things together and think about substitutes, there's also one thing about the whole conversation about substitutes in the very first place. If you want to create, I want us to even, I wish I had a list of the things that I just wish I had them, because some of the things too, if you look at them, we cannot even have substitutes in the very first place.
But for the grains we can, for the cereals we can, because there is maize production here. We can produce wheat, we can produce rice.
In which quantities do we produce them in the very first place?
Even if we are not producing them in large quantities, can't the citizenry have enough to feed them? And that would rather probably, if the prices are even okay, it would bring down our taste for foreign products.
I don't think it will work. Now,
Okay.
You see, the thing is about what we have done in the past too.
Okay.
In the past, I mean, prior to now, okay, have we been able to get the best of the situation? We haven't. We have not been able to. Growing up till now, I've never seen a period in our nation's life where we wake up and then you hear one day that, oh, from today, Kinky is no longer maybe 3 cedis, now it is even 20 pesos. We have never gotten to that peak before where we have food in abundance. We have never gotten there. Food security is always an issue. Rather, we are always threatened and we are always feeling that, okay, things may go south, and therefore let's take a caution and let's be thinking twice about our options and all of that. We have never really gotten to that real phase of proper sustenance and if you like abundance before. So it's something that would require proper policy interventions, number one. That for the political will on food in particular, I think that because it relates to every one of us, every politician that I have listened to properly on some of these matters, they have articulated some of the finest perspectives and all of that. So perhaps the political will is there. It's the fact that we need like proper structures. Look at cocoa, for example. I think cocoa has been the mainstay of Ghana's economy for a long time. I mean, combining cocoa to significantly, and there is even the possibility that our dominance in cocoa production on the continent and globally would, absolutely. And it's just a matter of time before we would be out of that competition in the very first place. So if we are losing even our mainstay, we can't be having discussions about substitutes in any way.
Well, interesting. Thank you so much for that submission. But we have been discussing Ghana's high import cover. Is it a mere taste for foreign goods, or an evidence of insufficiency? And we've been talking to our father, the Most Reverend Professor 𝗟𝗜�10, who is a theologian and a past presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana. He is also a past Peace Council chairman and a man who is acknowledged as a lecturer of lecturers. We've also been speaking to 𝗟𝗚𝗍𝗃, who is a journalist and the host for The State here on WTV. Meanwhile, we'll be moving on to whether or not our colonial masters did a good job on us, because they came in, we learned a lot of things. Are we still continuing it? And we have gone back to where they came from. That is the taste we are talking about. Then again, there'll be a time for you to also step in with your calls. You ask your questions. Our panelists are here to answer them for you. This segment is proudly brought to you by CSU, that's a Christian Service University located in Kumasi. Admissions for the next semester is still ongoing. If you want to offer a course in nursing, midwifery, and other sectors, you study a course in nursing, midwifery, and others. You can also get in touch with them. You can use their website 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝒑.gh, and then you can find them there. You speak to some of them. You can even get their contact number. You speak to them, and then you fill your form, submit it, and then you may be accepted into the school. Papa, hello, Prof. Okay, so Prof, did our colonial masters do a good job on us? But are we holding on to that? Hello? Hello, Prof.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Say, what travel in Africa? Say, the colonial masters who came to the west of Africa came here to collect, if you like, raw materials. They lived here tentatively. They didn't come to stay, really. And places say they call just because you say benya timber, benya near raw materials here. So I will insist, say they didn't truly come to develop us in terms of say they bear any bit yet now so in future say so you created what we ended up with in terms of colonialism is the dependency syndrome, where our own productivity was even stifled because they had introduced Womoniyama to us, and the impression had been given. The educational system at that time, was to come and rescue people who were in a kind of give them civilization and all that. That's not but we've beaten for a long time. My concern is after colonialism and for the many years that we have had independence, even if they didn't leave us anything, what are we doing ourselves by looking at our situation? Should we continue to depend upon Obroni? Time was Obikura Kunya Juma Kasiashe a Bruni Dibia. For how long? Before so a bit me Obi Bibia Otie and Yumkra to me Bruni. How are we going to get ourselves, delivered from this colonial mentality? That time be aqua dependency syndrome. The Bia Ubakasa de Bruni Dieno and necessary. Somebody even said, and can you cross a copa independence? But when the person says so, or Casa because he ain't buy, be phobia mine, penny for Mubabidia, the Umbedia Brofwade. Well, we saw them as with the Bruni Dibia and all more. So, as far as I'm concerned, The colonial master, they were no Mahasu or Baba Boy said the bear will be between here also. Of course, I mean, having said that, there are some educational dimensions on their mind or more people are school, formal education or plus any traditional education near there. What are we doing with that? The time has come. Say Ghana ha, say medicine yo, said engineering yo, said yo. Yen fe near a besuitu yenya area contextualization. What do we have right between the aya a be? You see, in China for one Ghana, they came here, they took it from us. Omo ye Ghana, and Chebiabo sombe export to Ghana. China for came yen tuma near ye me papa krum yen tonso omo ye edinkra ayi. I remember me yenkola na brofo ba ho abrofo ba omba behwe niema prince no de no. And then they went and started doing their own thing. No, the weaving no makako ye say abrofo ntiebu abrofo ngomu, and that destroyed the industry, local industries. These are the things that we need to look at and challenge and encourage our own people. So we have it. If a country say almost Soria, by which say China and they started said they will go back to their roots, and also almost fan cross so dear to become and how long are we going to be doing this in countries here? The total dependence. Brunei don't a year, and we in a year, and a dear Kikaka. You go to Ntonsu today, my father's hometown. When I was a kid, you want to money at Timienska, their boy papa no their grade school. Go there and see. Into my one cry is no longer there, and we are not doing anything. Well, Kakrebi no Makwakoye, you've been in Tiamunan in Yamabi, and yeah. So Bumuye wa mase uye obaso obefa wo de no akọ no ade akoye niema no de bro nti twati ma no dua no kakraka those days near their two a shape near their come on no mo de aye nkonwa e ba e say IDC they akotono abodin near the aguye dem whereas say betimi ayusu sa niema no wo ye ne aye so ye ha a critical situation e bebo ayen. Now almost baby at all. We've been talking about this. But we haven't. I think we have not been aggressive enough in promoting our own name.
Yo, Papa, we'll come back to you so that we discuss on what to do, the way forward, the solutions to all these problems as a people and as a country. But the phone lines are open: 025-625-3461. And then 053-835-0625. Please, when you call, lower the volume of your television set. And then now Kasa Afa Ghana's high imports cover a mere taste for foreign goods or an evidence of insufficiency. And yes, ye nibi ana say ebiana ye taste ye penyama de nyama in free Ghana ha enuntina ene yen sheda eni sa cover we ana say ye importing nyama bebre e de gu Ghana amemu. Papa, let's come back to you. What should be the solution? I mean, for the focus. But let's go to Tanoso and then we'll be back. Hello, Adam. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Miss Damasi. Yeah, discussing a very complex. Na said ye Makanwane Sofupawakan. Sana etie. The taste of our goods. Nana said no man. If this abridged no money. Na me de kakra American book na ne said politically no ahoya we mu ankasa si se party bia ba na se obi ye bibi kura ampa se yes a factory na so ni sa party we etimi gu no yeso na na fe ye mema no semina pa soup apingo soup se bia wo wateda wo ka oba level na ni Eva brothers omu nyina ye the same what they were at par or nearly at par. Preocupe, ye answer, what your party went, you wouldn't cry, you go. You call a brewery, Siam, a be out there, Ubi Huno, and Ubi Huni. I will cry, you come. Now, we export to call all West Africa countries because all party didn't you go no pass and no ye, I be a high. And I face the crown, we shall Ghana, dear, put your young shade. Wakwa sorry na go fashion na share Ghana su kura no a they don't give you a respect. So you see say abrucha dey na me say pa kwesi ka afindi say food no food security say ka food security and na kire say aduane ni ho aduane ni wo Ghana ha obi aka say ye ni aduane a ni tumi no na nya no kore but food security ni gina 4 or 5 things so the food must be available. It said it should be accessible.
Should be
and it should be affordable. And it should be acceptable. You can discuss this, you see. So what travel from here? Eko Wagadugu, Eko Mali, Eko Niger, Body, Woho near Digine, Ghana, Pair, Woho, entire Woho. You no money to put in. So the other can do a Ghana, but probably a Yoko. There are a lot of things. Availability in Ghana is okay. For food,
I don't hear that say. Fireman, good morning.
Morning. Pacho, asema mukai emunya papa na Wesley TV there wudi asem. Asem kaka meka fa woni say. Nyama ni bi wonu ma ye kraba Ghana anu mu no. Esu ni mfaso. Good pick ye kraba ba Ghana into ye pa se Ghana into me ye to pick ana. Into much why ye crafty outside in so no e wo say ye because ye wo GTP wa anu ye tumi ye ntuma. It no e wo say ye de no esu ye bo. But there is a saying say Ghana for ade aya no de boy de. He said cable mental. Ghana for na yes cable ni pa. E very original. But that cable is very expensive. If you Ghana for me dey mislamp before say ye use nyama no na nyama na e kra no ye njai na ye nyama no so ye ntipe so na nya affordable. Because the reason why jam for nyama ba no because e cheap. Into my e kra picture na ba say e cheap. Who get attention no betumi atobi. But Ghana to ma de boy de.
Okay, that's it. Papa, now Bisa said, what is the way forward? What should we focus on to bring us economic sufficiency in everything, especially when it comes to food? Because eduane de ega obo bi nchempo na nipa ntimi ma obi bia dia insuo ni eduane de o se nipa ntimi ma.
But I see bebre. You know, cancer free no so no cancer by.
Yeah.
So you cast the food sufficiency in Ghana. Yana a high movie kakra. And I jump on time. We will say export to they call African countries. Operation Feed Yourself. When everybody started, say you do a backyard, produce what you eat. Say you know nana. Papa no a politician here we call say latte. No, cannot. You produce what you eat and eat what you produce. That kind of thing. I think we need a policy. So now Shando Fokase, the planting for food and jobs in the day. We need to look at it. It's a very good policy. But as I said, a review near her said, how is it working? How is it functioning? Otherwise, it becomes mere slogans. No, Quarcoo do here. A deep incident to me, yenya target. Yenya target no. Yentina me yenya target. Nadia na say the shimukana. I be my dear to me akona nimu. Policies bang necessary the to hoa. A bit me about sa akona nimu. Senia, minuatano suni na okano. Enuane ho. Kubesi sabri nuane pro. You go to some places they produce. Adiani timimba newo na apro. When we were kids, those days, you had the anka bobo, you had the mango bobo, but chaskele and all that. Why? Because you produce in who said ABC INFA, and you need factories. You bet me the ISRNM, but in Kuma's time there were factories. We need to think about let's concentrate on these things.
Okay.
Saying ye bidia, ni bisu akwa bonchia, a bit me boy ye, efa, because you can say be an inji and a mamma san enemy.
Okay.
Brunio, sorry, aqua da Brunio. At some point, I look at the whole thing. You don't get provoker. Ma mo Brazil, Brunio, ba. Or Bob broni bi a wawu se cancer ne kunu se den yo ne no na yi yakoto ne de abro pant enyina ekokoto bi ne ete ha na yehye but ntimi ya fact betimi a produce sa ne ma no e de amaya ye be stop sa ne ma no a yen ya ye de e betimi aye ne e de be promote nka school fo nkra enter de nyame ada ma sese ye ne aye produce ye de meba. There's so many areas between us. You see Danya, you see a parliament. You koton kunyana free hefa. You koton kunyana free hefa. You call Hong Kong no many other places. Omo de no mo ye no omo press it. Ye de timber ya me aye. Nso kan no ai tuti segali. I was making some changes in my house in Accra. And then my made me feel so so nice. Utu ya na say. Utu ya na say. Because ya coffee fasane manu free baby. They are yani shem finishing. One finishing no. Aye ya shine the yesiwo and the aqua kofa. What can we do to encourage even the artisans in Ghana? I mean, Kumasi. So let me talk about the carpentry here. Amuragahe. Dear no one to be here and from my been produce near my between government hotels.
Papa, phone lines this home races here. Hold on, mommy. Okay, Solomon, good morning. Oh, free the winner, Tema.
Yes, that's a far. Many Gideon and Hopano pay.
Yes.
Mepacho, you move even to me up Boama. Substitute on our canon. Maybe to say sweet potato, bet me there is some. La develop be my yebi, Senegal and Kevitmia, mini boafuni. And the uncle system now, to say about retirement. I let me a boa, my let me sweet potato, a complementary flour, I about 50%. It's some I sweet potato, some if you eat. Let me their complement, let me idea now. It's some yet some yen and let me so. It is saying a boafua, yes, let me contribute to the economy. Said yeah, import of flour now we can import of a flour near the he can support it and reduce the importation of wheat flour.
Okay. Yo, yeah, that's it. Hello, Peter Wonders. Good morning. Hello, Peter. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nah,
we miss you.
Much want to send you.
Oh, Nyamia Dom. Yeah, feel pa.
I next Nyamia Dom.
Yes, home for Kakra.
I'm on for next Nyamia Dom next week. Remember.
Yo, yate.
Yo, I don't pay Mathieu, Papa, Mathieu Minia Shandoff. Said, don't kind in ye. Na me so me person me come from a different angle.
Okay.
Dia me person me can say there me no na sound of to or so when you be alpha. The theory say I think your media and also a tefa sa discussion ye. Well, you see, we are in a globalized world, and popular culture has become the culture of that particular community. And the amaya share media content is difficult say they can develop. We share India, China, I've been saying it always. Their media content, but unfortunately, the African media, to be projecting look, so because what we have is inferior, meaning no enya doing the birada. Esa ne say embra China started say omoyo mo niema no, it was inferior. Niema China dey wa dey ye fa nya hwe. Nemo no omo toa so eyeye. What people were criticizing them. And I feel say we need to project what we have and consume what we have. Unfortunately, our perception about what we have is inferiority. So if we can reorient ourselves through our media systems, I feel say, Emma Yenso, your combat dot the aye, and in the near your war or ever maimu, may some margin on a payment that we say.
Peter, that's it, pa. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Godfred, good morning. Over every summer boy. Yeah, you too.
The only subject I can because Because my person development. Now, we look at better technical course, and I say, be able to me, I'm a say, about course, now, you know, when when your company will be able to you, or call companies of a my discuss with like NGO, which never did what you said, which we receive maybe some area in Empire, maybe the body written of me, please, and I say, not as a phone for my moye. That then you know, put you in Nankasana, can Apo Makasi, no rejected the other in G. And yet, Papa, practice now, said a monche, your minor, and I need to go with no more cafe chassis. Then I might be as a ninja broke the chief way from which is a bunch of car, even up to 20 minutes. Now, Mary, so we're glad you, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We'll pick our very last caller. Hello, good morning, McCarthy. Hello, good morning. McCarthy, good morning.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm talking from Tema.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the practical one. Let's. Yeah. Yes. Look at the shoe industry. We import the importation of second-hand. We import so much. Shoes.
McCarthy, please allow your volume to go down.
The things that we import is about 3 or 4 times the population of Ghana.
All right, thank you so much, McCarthy. Thank you. But Pakwesi, before we go, what should be our focus when it comes to sufficiency?
In terms of a recommendation, I would say that first of all, the Planting for Food initiative, the objective is good, except that I think the implementation has generally been poor. So perhaps we should.
So you're saying the initiative is good?
Yes, I mean the objective is good, okay, but the implementation has generally been poor. So we should not even visit that policy in particular again. Okay. But the spirit of that policy is something that we can discuss. It's all about growing what we can eat and then eating what we grow. Specifically, that's the crux of the policy. I think we can visit it again and take it away from the realm of politics. It should not be a political conversation or a political agenda, so to speak. It should be a national objective, something that we are all collectively aspiring to. That is how it is supposed to be. You see, it's not one of those things that a politician should throw in as a means of buying votes or getting the buying of voters. It should be a national policy. So basically, that's all I would say. Let's visit that particular program again. And then when it comes to agriculture at large, you know, agriculture is not prestigiously viewed in Ghana. When you say you are moving into agric, for example, people begin to question your literacy. They start asking all sorts of weird questions. I mean, you went to the university and you want to do agric. I mean, you know, that kind of perception is something that must be killed, because it is the crux of life. That is what drives human existence. So even in our universities and in our tertiary levels and across all other spheres, we must be able to make it more dignified, encourage more young people to participate. And finally, if I have to add anything to it, I'll say that we should also do very well to just readjust the structure of our economy. Look, there are some of the things that we can do here. The toothpicks and some of those small things, matches, we should be able to do them here. We should. It's a policy conversation that we can have and have it with productive results. Let's get to come around the table once again and say that, look, yes, we may not be able to produce everything here, but for some of the basic needs, we should be able to do them here. And I think our lot will be better after all.
All right, thank you so much, Papa. Thank
you very much.
Before we go, okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to say a number of things.
Okay.
Food on my table. Roof over my head. clothing to cover my nakedness.
Sure.
The capacity to take care of my family cannot be subjected to partisan politics. What I say, aduane a medi esi table so ayedi to nourish our bodies. That baby benya na di etiri ato. Atade kakra bi benya na di akata ye ho. Kakra bi benya e de behwe ye busua. Should not be enye ade esese de ye partisan politics yase. Enti so bi eboa amasa na ema nyina timi aba oman mu no. The government be a beba say why. And where the person belongs to, the party same should not even come into the aim. We need to push. We need to put in place measures. Ebema Ghana for etimi bibi di aboa. Obi no oka say flower, obetimi aboe. These are people who search for and encourage to do things for this country. They say the kokoye onimi party, onimi onyami tribe, onyemi say ya. Nature and conform fankodi. You know, and this is what is creating our problems. So I'm saying food on my table, roof over my head, clothing to cover my nakedness, the capacity to take care of my family cannot be subjected to partisan politics. He said, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, Papa. Yeah, that's it. So we were talking to the Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel K. Asante, who is a theologian and a past presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana. He was also a past Peace Council chairman, a man who is acknowledged as the lecturer of lecturers. And we also talked to 𝗟𝗚𝗙, who is a journalist and the host for the state here on WTV. We also talked about Ghana's high import cover, a mere taste for foreign goods, or an evidence of insufficiency. It was a question, and we thank you also so much for bringing in your comments and your contributions on this particular subject that we discussed today. Now, this segment was proudly brought to you by CSU, that's a Christian Service University located in Kumasi. Admissions for the next semester is ongoing. If you want to go through the nursing training, you want to do midwifery, this is the best school for you if you are in Kumasi and then the northern part of the country. We are wishing you, Peter Wonders, a speedy recovery and hope that next week around the same time you will join us on this discussion here at WTV. Thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedules and watching us. We'll be back with WhatsApp on social media.
Praise the Lord, for his good and his mercy lasts forever.
Shani,
on WhatsApp on social media?
What's up on social media? Let's go straight to X to find out what is trending here in Ghana. So quickly, if we go straight into X, these are the trends for you. Mahama is trending with 6,930 posts. Breaking news: Sheldon, Kennedy, Japan, and Gen Z. They are all trending here in Ghana. And so if you pick up your phone, go straight to X, go and find out why all these are trending. Let's take a look at one or two posts shared on social media. So wives and mothers shared a post. They are asking, what age do you think is appropriate to leave children at home alone while parents go out? Auntie Sewiye or bad time? Well, in fact, this question goes to our cameraman, our director. Yes. What age do you think is appropriate to leave children at home alone while parents go out?
Smart children can be allowed. From 6, 7.
Anyway, anyway, a lot of people have shared their comments, and Nanya says, depends on how you train them to be independent. If you start early, definitely you'll have your alone time early.
Your me time.
And yes, and wives and mothers replied saying, very true. Again, Tamisia Sen says, it depends on the child's maturity. Let's take a look at other comments again. Someone says, some parents lock their kids inside the house and hold the keys. Do you think it's safe?
No.
Anyway,
what if something happens and they are supposed to step out?
Exactly.
And then you block the door.
Exactly.
They cannot even break out of it.
Exactly. So Choco Cuisines also says, growing up, I think at age 8 or so, I was left sometimes to stay with my 4 siblings, and we played well. Immediately we know when they will be back. We don't arrange everywhere. And Choco Cuisines replied again saying, it's always fun. I don't know what you think about it, but you watching at home, I'm sure you also have your comments in relation to this post. Let's take a look at another post shared. So Alex shared this post saying, what does it mean if you have this hole? And so some people
I don't know about it.
Some people if you look at the
left ear or the
right? Others can be both. Yes, okay. Exactly. Yes. So some people have some small hole at the upper part of their ear, and they want to find out the meaning of that hole. And Chinua says, I have it too. MJ Raycon says, I have it too. It just means that you'll have a car one day. Interesting. Blessed Daniel says, I have it too. Okay. Adeleye says, that is the work of God Almighty. Nothing can be added to it, neither can anything taken away from it. Any other meaning given to it is baseless. I'm sure there are more comments.
I think we need to know the name of it.
Yes, exactly. Charity 𝗟𝗏𝗘 says, you are connected to the spiritual world. Charity. Anyway, Lexo Key says, you've been reincarnated. Twins brother, me too, I have it. From Frida Fifi Owiti. Ear dimple. Is that the name? Ear dimple. Anyway, ear dimple, I have it, and it's harmless. When I was young, I used to put earring in it. Wow. And Cam Stripe says, I have it on my both ears. Whatever it means does not concern me, because I know I am wonderful.
Okay, so it's called the ear pit, and it's also called the periacula. Looks like a small hole in front of the ear, and it happens 1 or 2 on both ear. The ear pit opens into a thin tunnel called the tract under the skin.
The ear
pit, P-I-T, pit.
Okay,
yeah, the
pit.
ear pit. Yeah.
Okay, the ear pit.
Yes.
So, Ashafo, that is the name. Ear reset, but hey, interesting names there. On that note, let's take a look at the video of the day. In the midst of all these stress, everybody needs some kind of relaxation, not only for adults, even babies. And I'm sure this baby there up a soft life. Very
Who doesn't like soft life? Gen Z gang. Yeah.
So on the brighter side of life, let's take a look at their birthdays.
All right, and so happy birthday to you, 𝗦𝗡𝗏. Wishing you a blessed new year. May each day be filled with endless joy and testimonies. Cheers. And this is from Emmanuel, wishing you a blessed birthday. Happy birthday to you, 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. As you begin a new year, may the Almighty's goodness and mercy catapult you from one blessing to another till your testimonies flood the world. This is from Emmanuel. And 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a steward, a society steward at the Freeman Methodist in Jamestown, and he's also a communications manager for the ECG, that's the electricity company of Ghana. So say happy birthday, enjoy your day, and enjoy the year to the fullest. That's it for the birthdays, and I want to say thank you to all our sponsors: Dan1 Insurance Company, Multi Credit, Methodist University, Sankofa Natural Spices, KFK, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Clothing. For all your clothing needs, you can contact her. Locate her on the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Christian Village Road, opposite the Paradise Children's School. There you can find 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Yes, my name is Miss Na, and
I'm Rachel Mercy Ahin. Enjoy the rest of our programs and have a nice day.
You too. Bye.